Hello people, it's me, Libluini, and we're back again here with Found Minnesota, sinkholing the world in the name of Xibalba, nation of normally bad people, but in the Middle Age here, frog people. And it's a multiplayer game of Dominion 6. You know, winter in the year 1 of the Ascension Wars. By my counting we are now way past 20 turns, and if I ever get enough time after work and exhausting weekends to actually look at my many recordings at this point and do some editing, I will begin upload soon. There is, sadly, because I'm making I'm in 3 different multiplayer games all at once and record all of them, though I may have a bit more of than I can chew. I will try to get up soon. You're probably hearing this months after I actually do this, the last episode of Jam and the Holograms Season 1, and then start uploading Season 2. Well, watch those videos if you want to know what I'm talking about. Right here, however, we are still with our frog people. Quaxltiku, the backup, has found a magic site. Well, then and take a look. It's the Garden of Frozen Flowers. One nice, shiny water gem. And yeah, with our many water mages we need as many water gems as we can collect. For secret reasons we also need more earth gems in the future, but it's secret. So let's see, I guess now I can move the fucker up into the water. Our neighbor is fortifying, but that's not too bad, because it also means if the fortress is big enough we can just take it, since there aren't many soldiers right now here. This entire thing seems to be kind of underdeveloped. So if there is war, because I'm talking to the player of Asphodel, and the player of Abysia of course is now at peace with us, and forced. Let's see if I can remember the right shortcut. Oh wait, F4 was the right shortcut. Yeah, see, Dr. Inferno is now with us in a nap in-game, and now we are at the mercy of the developers from Sweden, because if we don't send a notice 3 turns in advance that we want to be at war again, who the fuck knows what will happen. As a reminder, we already had this funny thing where it started with constantly causing each other to run away, causing endless shenanigans, and then a weird little note that this was fixed in some way. Well, let's just say if there is a backstabbing, it won't be from me. Abysia, of course, is in a strategically unwise position, since they made peace with me, and they're not exactly in a position to attack Asphodel like they wanted to, and they'll probably still want to claim Airmore, and they have to run really fast now to get it, because Pythium has arrived. And fantasy Greeks don't like fantasy Romans or some shit. At least not if they're undead. There is now a fairly big army unified in Toea, and will probably soon arrive on the battlefield to finally take down Armor for good. Which is actually good for the entire world. Of course, at this point, population levels here must have dropped something fierce. But it's a lot of death games, so that's another kind of price, I suppose. We still have some kind of funny time. Abysia, of course, will now concentrate on bringing down Armor and might be at war with Pythium next. While Asphodel is gearing up for attacking Ulm, since I convinced Asphodel's player that is actually a good course of action. And we're still talking about who attacks at what point. Because, quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about Ulm itself. But I want to clear out this stupid Ulm bit in the north, the south of Asphodel, I guess. Or still in the north if you scroll around. Yeah, we're using maps quite often that often have no boundaries, so things like north or south start to lose all meaning if you've expanded enough. So what we want to do, of course, is raising our army strength. Yes, that's good, that's good. We are also nearly finished with Evocation 5, So technically speaking, 2 turns from now we can start turning onto the battlefield. And I actually have some archers here with a lot of chaff. Can we move this into the other direction? These guys need a lot of recruitment points. 24, holy fuck. We don't really need that many of those tiny rock people with spears, so let's keep it like this. I have some extra money left over. Yeah, we need money now. So let's go to priests, of course. Because our big army in the north might be needing some more priests, and they're better than the Aids, which are, technically speaking, the same thing just without being priests. Costs only 90 gold, which is the cheap as fuck. But we need money to finish our construction in the south and keep up with production of mages, because all those juicy level 3 mages have to march on a concentrated effort to fuck things over. What I'm kind of hoping for is a concentrated attack that will choke Delca up, and if we take this, there's not much the other 3 provinces can do. I just want to make sure there is nothing hiding over there. Our underwater troops, of course, are still an on-go. 75 units. And we're still sidestepping the faraway sea. Simply put, because I want to make sure this big Abesian army sits square on armor and prevents counterattacks. Of course, there's the unknown army in Eric's. But of course, fuck. Yeah, I guess we are at war soon enough. So, the thing is, since we can attack can unify our armies from 2 different provinces, I can still preach a little bit, search a little bit, and in 1 turn from now we can attack. 2 turns and now you'll be here. 3 turns. Yeah, there is this blob here that's completely in the way. At least we'll continue to unroll those black things here. I talked to Asphodel about my plan to make a pincer movement from the west. But it might just be that we have to start our war from the conventional armies here. Yeah. Not much to do here now. Ah, yes. Fortress construction, still a big gift. Let's see. Well, it's now time for a temple, I suppose, because we really need to spread the belief in Fountain, Minnesota. My plan is still to eventually put a fortress on the docks, because that's strategically useful. Sinful. Sounds stupid, but actually I was using a German word meaning the complete opposite or something. Like, you know, it's useful, something you want to do. It makes sense. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. Ah, yes. Sorry. I'm regressing my ability of the English language again. Second underwater fortress, probably in the Sea of the Mermaids at some point. This one is, of course... yeah. No one will probably get this for quite some time. This year, no idea. Maybe if it's close enough to the coast. Now the funny thing is, of course, if Abesia ends up blocking armor off here, then the AI will hopefully make the sensible decision that taking the fight to free its own capital is smarter than just hanging around underwater, duking it out with weird little froggies. But that's still future music. I'll probably deal with the shit here and try to convince Asphodel to go for Ulm's capital. And I will then try to take the northern parts around here. I mean, Felden Forest is probably Asphodel's deal. Beatrun is kind of annoying since there are, of course, Black Knights, which we can't really deal with. And in a cinch I could just give it up because we are an amphibious people, and from a while Quedra isn't really getting anything from all the provinces around it. It's actually at the edge of our underwater realm, so we can easily move troops around. Beatrun can just stay wherever the fuck it wants. No idea if that's here still unclaimed or not. Really, the most important thing is that I'm getting Delca and the three provinces to the west and south of my capital, because that would make me feel a lot safer. It gives me access to Silvermark. And of course to Lake Fortuna. The Cloudbreakers would probably be neat, especially because of the high income. Yeah, I guess I have to take some notes. It's kind of hard to do this kind of thing if you're still recording. So let's see. Yeah, that's it. Everything I can do. The rest is just talking off Discord about our plans, I guess. Maybe we can accelerate things if too much armor is going on here. In 2 turns I will know. If 1 turn, then attack turn. Yes, in 2 turns I will know what the fuck is going on to the east here underwater. And if we know a little bit more about what the fuck is sitting up there, maybe we know what we can do. In 2 turns the Abyssian army should also have arrived at Ermor. And hopefully our friend and ally will win, so our other friend and ally can attack Ulm in peace, followed by me attacking Ulm in peace. And then, well, if we bring down Ulm, then maybe it's time to dissolve the NAP. Or maybe we don't even need to, because Pythium will win. And then Asphodel and I will have to fight Pythium. Well, at this point we are like 50 turns in the future. So let's concentrate off our build up to defeat Ulm. The evil knights of evil. They're of course evil because we're the good guys. We are the Battletoads and Battle Maniacs. But enough of that. Libluini out. Hello people, Libluini is here again in the realm of Xibalba, fighting the good fight for our god Fountain, Minnesota. Now it's late winter in the year 1. And our pretender actually found 3 magic sites at once. There's also Pythium being cheeky, attacking an underwater province that belonged to Ermor. And population and baptizer, well, that's good for us. Worldwide event, luck +1. Well, that's nice. And we finished the fortress in Quedra. And since our doomed froggies can't build anything bigger than a normal fortress, that's it. Then in Mu, population, more. Hey, seems people seem to like our dumb froggies. So what did we find here? We found a coral statue, more water gems, a mountain underneath which gives resources, and earth gems, which is only important for this province. Oh, of course, I wanted to put a fortress into the darks, so I guess it will then drain the resources into this new province. I hope it doesn't turn out that there is near 0 population or something, because if there aren't enough recruitment points, we might be in trouble. Now we can always put a fortress into White Grave, I suppose. Anyway, since Fort Minnesota has found the shit here, we can't now. Ah yes, our army has arrived in the battleground zone. So this means we can send Walter in here and these two shucklefucks into the fray. I should probably look closer at what was going on in Grandfather. We have 27 war shamblers, which is a lot, especially since they're armed and ready. No idea where the fuck Pythium got those. Probably lucky with one of the provinces they already had underwater. So we're probably not getting the faraway sea, since those war shamblers are probably, since they're under control of a professional player, so they're probably going to faraway sea on the completely logical calculation that I'm unwilling to risk open war at this point. Of course, if he sends them in, well, our frog army is probably a bit overwhelmed alone, but with our pretender, it seems to be a good victory, and if he loses a bump, then we can still snatch the faraway sea. If not, well, I'm preparing to fight Ulm, so we will have to stop soon anyway, so I can reroute forces. Now Quadra is finished, but we still haven't gotten to build a lab here, which is kind of annoying. Can of course preach, at least, since I need money for recruiting. Please search. Yeah, okay. So my idea was to break through into this from the rest, but well, there is apparently a completely second part of the continent down here, so we are kind of fucked. Then here is Scaleria, another skeleton nation, and how many do we have here still on the battleground field? Shortcut, memory, please. Yes. So, let's see, Man. Man is still there, just being annoyed by AI, I see. Too bad. If Man had already given up, I could have just tried... Oh, yeah, of course. Forgot Pythium. Pythium cheekily walked in front of me and prevented anything from happening. Abysia didn't attack for some reason. Well, okay. That's interesting. Could, funnily enough, construct a highway across here. Still wonder why Abysia didn't attack. It's not like they can fight us now. They should have some shit underground. Let's see if I can see... Ah, here's the network. Ah, yes, and there is Abysia itself, the great underground capital. Funnily enough, since there is not much going on here, in terms of province numbers, we might have been lucky to not immediately be set right next to Abysia to have a little underground fight. Still kind of annoying, since they seem to be not exactly the strongest nation in the universe, but with Asphodel on our side, and that's a lot of units, we might be striking for Ulm soon. These clownists here... Yeah, okay, I have better units than you fuckers. Seriously, 0 protection, well, 1, and bad to worse stats. Yeah, at least these guys have a shield and the ability to defend themselves, and just enough protection and not immediately die. And these guys have nothing. Not even a helmet. What are you guys doing? Let's be careful here, since I need money. So my idea is now to continue majoring it up. Yes. Ah yeah, of course. I was getting priests here for blessing operations. And we actually have some weird shit here. Our own little squadron of bow horsemen. Our friend, the Astromage, can now start researching. And then we have these guys here. Still arcapping it. We're really resource starved, aren't we? Too bad we can't get our super frogs anywhere else. We're probably getting close to the end here for this one, but backups can really carry around a lot of troops. 150, it's a lot. Let's make a fast count of level 3 water mages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got a second level 4 mage. This is good. It probably means I will leave one of those at home for stuff like forging and summoning. This means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combat mages here. And number 6 here. So in a turn from now I will start moving this big block of idiots. And then things will get interesting. So I'm making a note here, in one turn when the army starts moving, and I have to start up the next army. Since I have to collect money for a new fortress, I probably try to do something like squeezing in a new army leader for the next batch. Over here, oh, we gave this idiot all the units. Well, why not? But it's also probably not really optimal. So instead of this, we'll probably need Mukhayas, army leaders. One frog less. Yeah, this works out. So next turn I'll have a real leader here and can take most of the units from Ecos. Over here I don't really need now, but of course next turn I'll have some money left over, and after that, instead of a backup, I'll get one of those army leaders. This should give me then the money to plant down another palisades into the docks and then build it up to a proper fortress. And then let's see. Yeah, we can slowly build up forces, I suppose, to eventually get into the Sea of the Mermaids. But thanks to all this shit I'm now seeing here, you can of course forget climbing on land here and attacking from the other side of the continent. Instead, I guess I can now remove this force entirely and send my pretender back on land to strike from Credra. I think Asphodel's idea is to strike directly to Ulm, end the war in one fell swoop and all that. Well, my plan is to attack from the north and getting the provinces up here in the north. Now I have these guys standing around because I keep forgetting they exist. Well, let's dole those out. Probably need to know what's up there. I probably should keep a look at what's going on near my borders, especially since I want to send troops in there. Then we have these guys here. No idea where they're going. Probably to reinforce Delca, if I'm thinking correctly. Of course, if he does this, if Asphodel suddenly attacks, this might be bad for him, because I'm of course also moving this underwater army back, including my pretender. So that's a sudden attack from the south. See, in one turn I make the decision what to do here, but I guess I can't just leave one of those idiots here for purposes of making another dumb fortress here. And as soon as I've paid this, I should be able to squeeze out enough money every 2 turns to continue shit like temple and lab construction and eventually upgrading the new fortress under the water. And this means, since I have doubled down on leaders here, I can next turn immediately turn back with most of the units and rush into Kredra. So let's see. 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn, 4 turn. Holy shit, are we slow underwater. But at least this means a surprise attack is on the way. Next turn, this army is ready. It will just move with almost everyone here into Alman. Where then we'll have the real army ready. And yes, we have Evocation 5 next turn, so we can start rumbling. I would have liked more casters, but I guess at least we have casters that are kind of beefier than normal with 27 hit points, huge size, and some protection. I won't immediately die if anything hits them. Of course, if I wanted to be funny, I could go under the water, but of course our stupid horse brothers can't go under the water. Let's see how I'm dealing with this. But at least the good news, if we attack Ulm, I can just gain Lake Fortuna for free, since apparently there is no big connection through the land here, it's just one lake. Let's see how things are going. Pythium is too cheeky for me, which probably means we have to support Abysia if they ever manage to walk back into the ammo zone. And we are now on our side, Asphodel and me teaming up to fight Ulm. Then another wildcard, the friendly people from Pirene. Let's see what they are doing. Right now everything is still at peace. And since I have done my recruitment, movement and so on, I am now bowing out again. Deployini out. Hello people, Deployini is here. We are back in the land of Xibalba to Dominion 6 it up. Found Minnesota is still trying to conquer the world. Now it's early spring in the year 2 of the Ascension Wars, and I guess by now enough turns have passed that I guess I start uploading soon. Now, fact 1 is we got some research levels and continue upwards the chain for some more spells. Then we searched for some sites but didn't find anything, but there is still lots of underwater to go. So let's continue here. Then we took the guarded docks. Lots of shamblers, so consequently we lost our shittiest units in droves. And one of our sacreds. So it wasn't too bad, I guess I could have won against the war shamblers. Lessons learned. Arcajab. Huh. Lots of population loss thanks to people being lazy. Well, that's great. Column go of air games. The dogs. Unrest and people moved away. And then we got one of Xibalba's heroes. Mamihloom, the grandmother Earth, appeared at the gates of your fortress and wanted to fight for your cause. Grandmother Earth is an ancient basalt queen who found her way into the flooded caves ages ago. And I guess she also found her way out again, since we aren't in the flooded caverns. She and her consort Mamloom led the conquest of the Xibalban underworld, but her mate was struck by sleepiness and fell into torpor soon after the flooded city was claimed. While Mamloom sleeps in the darkest depths of Xibalba, Mamloom has guided the Bakabab, I guess that's the name for the organization our Bakabs belong to, and instructed them to learn the secret dark arts from the Tsots. I guess the death magic is probably what is referenced here, and then teach it to her. Now that's kind of backwards. Mamloom has forsaken the old ways and practices magic never used by the Atlantean Basalt Queens. The gathering of magic knowledge has become an obsession for the ancient queen. Silently watching her sleeping consort, she awaits his awakening, reinventing the rituals of the royal couple. By now another awakening is at hand, the awakening of the true god. That's an interesting concept, And she is a level 4 of priest, so that's not something you see a lot. No idea if this thing with the second awakening will happen or not, but she is a fairly beefy researcher, and of course, in a cinch we can now move her to a throne to claim them. Since you need a level 3 priest to do this, funnily enough, if we make a priest a prophet now, we'll actually have 3 different commanders who can take a throne. So if we wanted, we could take 3 at once, for example. So now, apparently if I have enough of those little guys, they barely won't take any losses because they're just causing mass sleep if anyone is stepping too close to them. Now we have Voltan, the guy, a military leader for us. A bit more useful than Akers, who can now stay here, unloved. I still have no idea what I'm doing with you. Probably putting out some stuff. What's the backup equipment? Ah yes, 1 turn still, then I can put in another commander. And then this army can just leave while I'm piling on units for the next army. So it's now 2 turns from my planned attack. Ulm has reinforced. Nice of them. And we are now in the darks. Pythium has taken over around us, and Abysia has just fortified their border. I have no idea why. It's not like Amor was a big threat to them, apart from those wailing ladies. I guess they love Pythium so much they want them to win. So we are now in the darks. Recruitment points are kind of bad. Income is incredibly shitty, probably also due to population loss by being too long under the influence of the nearby Amor. Supplies are also awful on all accounts. Yeah, every single province around would have been better. Recruitment points. $59 and recruitment points here are 76. So Mu is for some reason actually the better for position, simply because we can at least recruit something here, and the income is higher. Therefore, it's more useful to stay here. So what I'm doing now here is Bolon Yokte will now not be part of the army anymore, and instead Walton will be part of the army, because we are now rushing back as fast as we can. Well, that's some multi-turn movement. Hopefully it's actually routing through my territory and not trying to march through Asphodel. I will have to take this into consideration next time. So I guess Mu will be the new fortress, and then I'll just try to pile on units until I can overwhelm the Throne province to myself. Now, let's see if we can get back in Leicester in about 2 turns, because then I can just use the... I mean, he did move the army away from Bitra, and if he is nice enough, I will just ask next turn Asphodel to not please move northward, because my army, if it arrives, can just plop down on Bitra and then neutralize that fortress. And this growing army is interesting, especially because there are master smiths, which are a good source of earth magic. So I guess it will be a kind of impressive battle to see which one has the stupidest amount of stupid magic. We are now moving up to enchantment trees. Yeah, not much right now. I wanted to friendly currents in Quagmire. Quagmire on land, friendly currents underwater. Earth? Ah yes, weapons of sharpness. Thing is, of course, we need Earth 3 for this, and only very few of us have Earth 2, which can be turned into Earth 3 via magic. And of course, it's all the water casters we need to frostfire as much as possible. Kind of annoying, really. I guess I will have to get some Murkuhuls, because those also have a 20% chance, 25% chance to roll Earth each time you recruit one. And while they're not the best water mages, if they roll Earth 3, we have an instant caster who can buff our buff frogs even more. And we can roll each turn. Here, these guys, for example, will join our army not to cast evil water spells, but instead to cast nice spells to refresh the army. So this also works. We need conjuration. Yeah, we need earth power. Let's see, enchantment 3 is in it. Let's remove 4 so we can get conjuration 3 before the war starts for real. Yeah, 300, yeah, we should get both levels in one. And then, what is next on my list? Application 5 for... Oh, Earthquake is also something we get in slowly in range now, and Blade Wind. But we don't have the sheer number of casters for that. We have Falling Frost. That's nice. One turn and we have our basic magic online. Fire resistance would be neat, I suppose. Frozen Heart is a nice spell against heavily armored enemies, and it gives something to do to our lesser mage brethren. Level 6. Alteration. Something on the wall. Fire resistant warriors. It's a combat spell that gives fire resistance to a lot of units. So let's go down the alteration route, I suppose. And then more construction. Now that should give us more options. And we have to start moving in 2 turns, I suppose. I'll do 1 turn of research, and next turn my main army will start moving out of Xibalba and will start putting down another army leader for the next reinforcement wave. And okay, that's cute. Someone is building lots and lots of fortresses. But we don't really have to siege that one, since we can just bypass it and then later come back. And then we have Scaleria down here. So we kind of have to bypass, because if it looks like Ulm is losing, then Scaleria will of course immediately join us to help us. That's it. So my main army is slowly getting ready. My second army is now rushing back. And I guess I'll need to squeeze out some leftover money in a couple turns to get Mu ready. And I still haven't managed to build the second lab here. I guess our war preparations take priority. That's cute. I'm getting some little froggies here, just for fun. Those guys are basically just here to give some minor siege defense. And that's it. So next turn we'll see how fast we can move up there. Oh, defense. So I should probably put some money here for some modicum of defense here. And the next turn we'll be doing something serious here. Nope, shitty, mediocre, better, but not too close to my overcrowd. Mu it is then. Now, Libloini out.